So you say that you want to be a real-life detective, your job skills in demand with law enforcement agencies everywhere? Or perhaps you already work as a crime scene investigator and you want a new way to hone your craft. The solution has been in front of you the whole time. Today, we are going to look at what Clue can teach you about being a great detective here on Legendary Tactics. Long dismissed as a kid's game, Clue actually contains vital lessons on how to conduct a murder investigation. It could be said that playing this game 100 times is equivalent to about 100 hours of real detective school, or whatever they call it. So, pay attention and learn these lessons well. Perhaps this game can even act as a gateway to a new career for you. The first lesson that one learns from this finely tuned training tool is to always remember that solving a murder is not about bringing a criminal to justice, it's not about doing what's right, it's ultimately about who gets it solved first. There's nothing in it for your career if someone else figures it all out before you do, so act accordingly. What is it that you hear all the time? Means, motive, and opportunity. Don't be misled by all those TV shows. Those are just pure entertainment and not reflective of real life. The fact is that motive is irrelevant and shouldn't even be part of an investigation. What matters is that a murder was committed, not why. And opportunity? I would classify that as fun facts, like, did you know that lizards lick their eyeballs instead of blinking? Of course the murderer had opportunity, and they took it. That's all you need to know. Just focus on who did it, with what weapon, and where, and you'll put the murderer away for a long, long time. Solving a case is all about a process of elimination. There is a famous quote from Sherlock Holmes that says something like, "Eliminate all other possible cards and whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth." Although eliminating all other possibilities sounds like a Herculean task, and perhaps not at all efficient or even reasonable, are you going to argue with Sherlock Holmes? Take the lesson from Clue to heart here and get to work. Take great notes on what you and your competitors are doing and start working on eliminating all those other options. Oh, and make sure to never share new information from those notes with a fellow investigator if you can help it. For example, if they keep making suggestions over and over again that the crime was done in the conservatory or with the revolver, feel free to remind them over and over again that it was not. Keep the true goal of the investigation in mind, which is to be the first one to the solution. If you are really at a loss and can't think of who might have done it, the best thing is to make a wild, unfounded accusation. And it's even more effective when you know for sure that someone had nothing at all to do with the crime. It will get you some reaction and likely give you further clues as to who really did it. And if you feel you are getting close to figuring things out, don't be afraid to accuse the same, obviously innocent person over and over and over again until the badgering results in cracking the case wide open. Remember that if you even suggest someone as a possible suspect, they will feel the need to show up in the same room as you to defend themselves. Make use of this as a distraction and to bring suspects to you, especially if you think they might be headed to the room where the murder likely took place. After all, nothing should be of higher priority to any investigator than defending one's own good name in the same room where an offhand accusation was made, not even the investigation itself. Always keep your priorities straight. Remember that a good detective can never make any progress on a case by standing in the hallway. Get into rooms as often as possible because that's where all the thinking gets done. As a great detective, spend time in rooms that you know are not the murder room, so you can learn more details about the murder. The fact is that you can learn a lot from being in a room, even if it is halfway across the house from where the crime went down. You just need to look for clues more carefully, that's all. Further to that, great detectives always use secret passages. For one, secret passages are just wicked cool. And because you can go back and forth endlessly without getting stuck in a hallway somewhere, you can make lots of potentially unfounded guesses in a row, which will likely get you a ton of good clues. Remember that a good part of your job is actually to trick and deceive other investigators that might be attempting to bring the murderer to justice. Always make an effort to look confounded and confused so that they can't figure out what you know. Flip your notes upside down so they can't guess what you're doing based on what part of the page you're writing on. Ask pointed questions about evidence you already secretly have in hand to confuse them. Remember that being a detective is really about being as deceptive as you possibly can. Murder is a serious business, and this is certainly brought home by playing a training game of Clue, which should be a serious, somber, and perhaps even depressing experience. After all, a life has been lost, and even though we can't say we know very much about Mr. Body, we have to assume that he was an upstanding citizen and a fine man. We hope that this video provided you a complete education on how to be a better detective in real life. Perhaps one day you can help solve a mystery. Thanks for watching.